A while ago, when I was 11, I went back to visit the States for my aunt's wedding and to visit a few buddies. One of the night, my pals and I thought it'd be a good idea to go into the forest behind one of their houses to explore. Of course, being the naive 11-year-olds that we were, we ended up getting lost. We wandered around a little bit, a bit rush, and there's this one kid in our group, shortish, brown hair. He was the type of kid that was always quick to pull a joke whenever he could. But since we had gotten lost, we noticed that he hadn't said a single word. So, sensing something was wrong, we all turned around and we saw him there, kneeling on the ground, hands in his eyes, in his face, crying. He was having a panic attack. Now, I didn't do anything, not because I didn't want to, but rather because I didn't know what to do. There was this one girl, though, who did. She walked up to him, slowly, and uncupped her hands to reveal a small orange newt. The kid took a few deep breaths and calmed himself down to look at what she had. And he laughed. His curiosity overpowered his anxiety. But that was when I was a kid. And when I think about it, I still am just a kid, as are many of you in the audience, though most of you would probably prefer to call yourselves teenagers to feel a bit older. Now, as kids, or teens, what's the number one thing that we want out of our lives? Most of you would probably say the same thing if asked this by an adult. Oh, I want to go through my life seeking out new opportunities and trying out new things. And this might be true. I wouldn't know because I only know like what? 7 of you? But what I do know is that that's probably second to only one thing. Making a whole slew of friends. That's a big idea, right? To be popular, to surround ourselves with people we like and that like us back. And with the rise of social media, it's getting increasingly easy to do this. Social media, such as Instagram and Facebook, allows us to interact with hundreds of more people than we ever were to be than ever before. However, along with all those extra people, there have been consequences. Depression rates have risen an entire 2% since 2005, a year since Facebook was created. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, I know. That's how I drink my milk. But that's actually 6.5 million people. And that's just in the US alone. Is it possible that social media such as Facebook has been depleting our mental health? Has the definition of a friend become too broad? Now, the definition of a friend is someone attached to another by affection or esteem. I like this definition. I feel like it really captures the meaning of the word, as it should. Using this definition, a friend would almost be on par with that with a sibling, ensuring a safe and stable bond with everyone involved. But I find that most people don't follow this definition. I find that a lot more people are more lenient with who they refer to as a friend. Going back to my expedition in the forest, I found myself thinking that I couldn't really call myself a friend to that kid because I didn't know how to help him when he needed help. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that a lot of the people that I knew and considered a friend weren't really my friends because I didn't know them well enough, or they didn't know me well enough in order for us to actually help each other with our day-to-day lives. So I started picking people out of my friend group one by one. When I was done, I had removed 17 people from the 20 that I had had. 17 whole people. That left me with 3. Sounds like a bad thing, right? But honestly, I don't think so. It felt liberating to let go of those 17 people. I didn't spend as much time listening to how their days went and giving advice for things that I didn't understand. Less betrayal, less picking sides, less money spent on birthday presents. All around, it was liberating. But that was when I was 11. Nowadays, with social media such as Facebook and Instagram, you're able to categorize up to 500 friends. Now, to put that into perspective, the average human brain is able to keep up with 150 relationships. And that's just not just friends either. That's friends, family, your crush that you never talked to, Every major human interaction that you have is included with that 150. And Facebook lets you categorize 500 friends. If you're to try to keep up with that many people, it'd drive you insane, if not kill you. But fortunately, most people don't go up to that 500 person maximum, though they still go well over the 150 that they're able to keep up with. And guess what happens to most of those people? Unfriended. Whether because of a political dispute, change of personality, or just all-around nastiness, most people find themselves to distaste people that they met online. But this isn't just a problem with social media. It's a problem in the physical world in which we live as well. I feel like an unstable relationship in the real world is much more dangerous and heart-wrenching to the victim. A horrible example of this was a 14-year-old boy by the name of Hamid Nasto. He was a brilliant boy, excellent grades, but he was bullied mercilessly by his peers, especially his old friends when he came out as gay. They called him, excuse my language, fag, queer, and lots of other hurtful things, until it eventually led him to jump off a bridge. Betrayal is the world's strongest evil, and is extremely common during the years of adolescence. So choose your friends wisely. Why have one loyal friend that can help you with your problems when you can have the entire classroom or workplace or the entire city block behind your back begging for your attention? I feel like you see the problem here. I feel like you all know what's wrong with this, but just don't want to apply it to your life because society says acceptance is a requirement. And I'm okay with that. Acceptance is a great thing, though that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be friends with every single person you meet. But that doesn't mean you have to be rude to anyone either. You just have to be friendly. Being friendly is just a brief conversation, a quick hello, or even just a smile. Being friendly is not listening to someone's entire sob story and giving out relationship advice. That is being a friend, or a therapist. So I ask you all, when you get home, before you check your Instagram or Facebook feeds, before you open your Snapchat, go through that friend list and start picking out people that you don't really care about or that you don't talk to anymore. Start removing names until you have a compact list of people that you truly care about. Even if that list is just one person. After all, as Thomas Fuller once said, if you have one true friend, you have more than your share. Thank you.